10 years ago, you needed tens of thousands of dollars and a team of developers to build a software startup. Today, you can do it for less than $5. And that's thanks to this new AI model from Anthropic called Claude Haiku 4.5. And this model is not only better than GPT-5, it's also multiple times cheaper. And this is how we can build a software startup for less than $5. And by the way, I predicted this exact thing a year ago. Take a listen. A year from now, we'll be able to build entire startups for less than $5. So yeah, if you want to be ahead of everyone else, make sure to subscribe. But let's look at this model because Anthropic really cooked here. It costs $1 for million input tokens and $5 for million output tokens, around 120 tokens per second, which is very fast. So open up your favorite editor of choice and just type in Claude. If you don't have Claude Code installed, let me show you how. Open up Google and type in Claude Code. Click on the first link. This will take you to the Anthropic page, and all you have to do is literally copy this command, open up your global terminal, boom, and paste it in. To launch Claude Code, just type in Claude, type in /model to change the model, and as you can see, we have three options: Sonnet 4.5, Opus 4.1, or Haiku. This is the new model, and this one is the fastest, which is what we're going to be using to build our startup for less than $5. And when I say less than $5, I really do mean that. If you watch this video all the way through, because most people have the attention span of a goldfish, you will know how to build your own software business, even if you have super low budget and even if you aren't a programmer. So pay attention. Now, to see your limits inside of Claude Code, just type in /usage. However, Claude Code is not the most economical way to use this model. So we're going to use one of the free open source extensions. I'm going to use KiloCode here, which is going to give us exact overview of how much we're spending, right? So for example, I could say hi, and we can see exactly the token window and how much each API request cost us. So this one was $0.01, so like 1 cent. Anyways, let me clean this up a bit. Boom. As you can see, I have an empty project, no files. And if you're wondering, David, what are you going to build? Well, nowadays, everybody is trying to get N8N's launch. We've seen, OpenAI launch Agent Kit. We've seen 11 labs launching their own agent builder, Firecrawl. Everybody is building a workflow builder. So I'm going to show you how you can build your own workflow builder, because this is actually much simpler than you think. People are scared of this, drag and drop canvas, and they think it's like something that needs years of development to create, but I'm actually going to show you otherwise. We're going to build it in this single video for less than $5. So let's get started. So when you're building a startup solo, you need as much help as you can get. So we're going to be using this library, React Flow, which gives us the wiring for a drag and drop workflow builder, right? Let's research the official docs. Browse the web for the official React Flow docs and tell me how to set it up in my Codebase. Let's jump back into our code editor. And we're going to use Haiku here inside of Kilo. So as you can see, I'm running OpenRouter. And the beauty of OpenRouter is you can literally choose all the models, right? So if next week Gemini 3 drops, you can easily switch to that, right? But right now, we're going to be using Claude Haiku 4.5. Real quick, if you are still reviewing all pull requests manually without any AI help, you're honestly falling behind. And let's be honest, who likes reviewing pull requests anyway? This is where Graphite Agent comes in. It's a unified AI assistant that makes reviewing PRs easier, faster, and more collaborative. The moment you open a PR, Graphite Agent starts looking through it, spotting any logic errors, any unhandled edge cases, missing tests, or violations of code-based practices. But the best part is that it even suggests the fixes that you can apply with a single click. And inside of Graphite's PR page, you have a conversational chat panel where you can ask anything about the PRs, such as what changed in this PR? How can I test it in my localhost app? How should I implement my reviewers' feedback? Or anything else. You can search related files, resolve CI issues, and even apply code edits all in one place. Look, if you run a software company like myself, or if you work at a software company and you have lots of PR reviews every single day, Graphite Agent will be a game changer. Not only will it save you a ton of time reviewing PRs, but it will also catch bugs that you and even the most senior person on your team didn't spot, because LLMs can spot issues that even 10x engineers can miss. And the best part is, you can try it for free for 30 days. Get started today at graphite.dev. Oh, and thank you Graphite for sponsoring this video. And I'm gonna create a new task here, boom. I'm gonna switch to architect and I'll say, help me design a very simple code base for a MVP project of an AI-powered workflow builder using the React Flow library. So here we have a full report how to integrate it. Let's copy that. Let's jump back into cursor. I'm going to do boom, report, paste it in, report, new folder named docs. This is a good practice. And inside, I'm going to create a new file named React Flow docs.md. Here I'm going to paste in the results of the research. And then here, all I have to do is just tag in the file. C React Flow Docs. The simpler the tech stack, the better. And the reason I'm using the architect mode is because we're architecting. It's for designing your code base, for planning out before jumping into development, right? A lot of people, when they get into AI coding, they get hasty. They want to start writing code too fast. But the secret is actually taking your time and planning, right? Claude Haiku is having trouble, blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever. Just like when building a startup, you have to do a quick pivot here. So I'm going to switch to using cursor. I'm going to switch to Haiku here. We do need to track our costs. I mean, Cursor doesn't have the best reputation for this, but to their credit, they do have the dashboard. In the dashboard, we can track this and see how much we're spending, right? So I'm going to say hi, and let's see if it's added to our Cursor dashboard so we can accurately see if we're spending above $5. There we go, Claude 4.5 Haiku, less than 1 cent, beautiful, right? So let's copy the same prompt, boom. And actually, this is kind of nice because Cursor just released the plan mode, which is what we're going to be using here. Look how fast this model is. This is like such a pleasure to use. I mean, it literally, I was like amazed when I was testing it today, right? So for example, let me show you how good this model is at tool calling. List out my active tasks. So obviously Vectal is a task management productivity agent. And look at this, boom, just like that. This is not sped up. The model is that fast. It's kind of hard to believe that there are still people who manually manage their tasks using ClickUp, Todoist, or whatever, when you can use Claude Haiku 4.5 inside of Vectal to automate all of that and be way more productive. Anyways, let's jump back into Cursor and let's see if we have the plan. We do. So the beauty of this is that it always asks you how you want the app implemented. So like I said earlier, this is actually the difference between beginner vibe coders and people who build serious software with AI. They do not rush into writing code and they actually spend proper time planning. So it's nice to see that Cursor is building some of these best principles into their app. So in the plan mode, again, it asks you to clarify what workflow step nodes does your build need to support. Here are my answers. Number 1, the simplest setup possible. So let's go with option C plus an Haiku 4.5 node that uses Anthropic API to power a very simple AI agent. We want to make our workflows agentic. Next up, AI integration level. What should AI do in this MVP? Just process the data coming from the node before it. Number 3, backend requirements. Let's go with option B, a simple Node.js backend. Number 4, persistence. Should workflows be saved? Yes. Let's use SQLite for this. Again, a very simple database choice. Say, now get to work and design a very simple Codebase architecture for this project using a proven and simple tech stack. Okay, so thanks to the plan mode, we clarified our thoughts. We refined the idea of what we're building and what we're not building. And this is what it looks like in the Cursor plan mode. It opens this markdown file and it gives you everything inside of a single file. And then there's this button right here where you can save it, boom, save to workspace, and it saves it into that cursor/plans. So you can actually reference this in the future. Yeah, I have to say, great job to the Cursor team for executing this. So now all that remains is just clicking build, and Haiku 4.5 is going to get started on that. Let's see how our budget is looking, because you might be thinking, okay, David, what if we're spending too much? Well, let's see. So boom, let's look at these Haiku costs. So this one is less than 1 cent, less than 1 cent. Oh, 2 cents. Okay, we have to be careful here. This one was 2 cents. This one was error. 1 cent, less than 1 cent, 0 and 0. I think we're doing pretty fine. We're not even anywhere close a single dollar. So let's go back into Cursor and let's see how fast this model can cook. It created 12 to-dos. Now it's going through the to-dos. And we can see on the right, our code base is taking some shape. We have SRC folder, backend. Let's zoom this out so we can see a bit more how this model is cooking. And yeah, it's progressing very fast. Here we go. There are some errors. We can fix those later on. Boom, front-end folder. Okay, we're going to be using Vite. Interesting. Now, while that's running, let me tell you a bit more about this model because this is one of the most important releases of this year and a lot of people are going to be overlooking it. So Klein, which is another coding extension, tweeted that this model is 3 times cheaper than Sonnet and 2 times faster than Sonnet, and actually sometimes even more because, sometimes it can hit like 130 tokens per second and it feels a lot faster. And all of that while being equal performance to Sonnet 4. Now keep in mind, just like 3 weeks ago, everybody was using Claude for Sonnet as their main coding model. So the fact that we now have something that's 3 times cheaper and more than 2 times faster is pretty amazing. Let's look at yet another benchmark, how Claude Haiku 4.5 compares to Sonnet 4.5 and Sonnet 4, as well as GPT-5 and Gemini 2.5 Pro. So obviously it's not as powerful as Sonnet 4.5, because in the Anthropic family of models, Haiku is always the smallest one, right? But let's look at it, right? In terms of agentic coding, it is better than Sonnet 4. Incredible. In terms of terminal bench, aka actions it can take in the terminal while coding, again, significantly better than Sonnet 4, while being a bit behind Sonnet 4.5. Looking at agentic tool use, so we have 3 different types of actions: retail, which is like shopping on Amazon; airline, booking airplane tickets; and telecom, like I guess updating your SIM plan or something, I don't know. A huge jump in telecom, so I don't know, this model can just save you money. Airline is basically unchanged, and retail is a bit worse, while Sonnet 4.5 is obviously the leader in all of these. Now keep in mind that Sonnet 4.5 is 3 times more expensive than Haiku, while also being significantly slower. So let's look at how our codebase is doing. All right, so the plan has been executed. That was like, what, minute and a half? Pretty incredible. So let's see how expensive it was to architecture the whole codebase. 1 cent, 2 cents, 0, 2 cents, 2 cents. Yeah, I think we're chilling, guys. All right, let's jump back into cursor here and let's see what's happening. So 27 new files created. We have hundreds of lines of code, probably over 1,000. We have an error here though, so let's look at that. I'm gonna tag the file, fix the errors in workflows.ts. Boom. You can do that easily. Should probably initialize the Git repository. So we're gonna do that. Git init, git add dot, git commit, first commit, boom. We don't have to connect it to GitHub now. No need for that. Also, we have an error here. No, we don't. Okay, there was a TypeScript type error. Boom, it's now fixed. Okay, let's see how do we launch the app. Documentation, it even created README files, setup API. Okay, so let's open up setup.ts. That's nice. It gave us some docs. So we do need to do npm install. So let's do that. npm install. This installs dependencies. Then we need to, okay, we need to create an env file. I don't know if we have one or if we have an example one. Let's close this. No, we don't. Does it need to be in the backend directory? It does. So right here inside of backend, I'm gonna create a new file, .env. And here, as the setup says, we need 2 things. Our Anthropic API key, which is gonna be powering our workflow builder, and just the port. So let's get our Anthropic API key. Now, if you've never done it, just ask Vectal, how do I get my Anthropic API key? Give me step by step. Boom, and just, I love Haiku 4.5. Like, this is literally becoming my favorite model. This speed is insane, guys. Console.anthropic, then we need to set up the email. If you don't have a Claude account, obviously you need to set it up. If you do have one, you can just log in with the same account. But anyways, on the left, let's go into API keys. Top right, click on create key. I'm gonna select my Vectal workspace and I'm gonna name it yet another original workflow builder. Because we're building a super unique startup here. This is never thought of before. Now, do not share your API keys with anybody except your YouTube channel. Just kidding, I'm gonna delete my key before uploading, obviously. But feel free to try it, guys. Like, you never know, maybe one time I forget and you'll get lucky. So anyways, save the env file once you input your Anthropic API key. And what else? Let's look at the setup. Okay, we have it. We need to run this command. We have some errors, I don't care. Let's run this command. Okay, maybe we do care. So I'm gonna copy this, paste it in. We are getting some errors. Explain what is going wrong. Do not make any fixes yet. This is another pro tip. Sometimes it's better to actually understand the error yourself before asking the AI to fix it, right? So let's see what's happening. Command not found. Okay, we did run npm install. Okay, let's try again, npm install. Now it works. That's strange. Okay, anyways. And then this will be the server, so let's load that up. Localhost 3000, nothing is happening yet, because we're running into errors. So I'm gonna paste it in again. Say, we still get errors. Explain what these are saying in a simpler and shorter way. Do not fix anything yet. SQLite is a native module. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna say, let's just scrap SQLite altogether and let's use JSON files as our DB. I know this is super unprofessional, but guys, we're building an MVP, proof of concept, so calm down. Start by updating all the plan files and documentation so they know this, and then simplify our app to use JSON files in the backend to store the workflows. We are getting errors here still. Let's keep this. Where's the error? At the top, express. So look at this. Haiku is going through all the docs we have, all the MD files, updating it so that it clearly specifies that we're using JSON files instead of SQLite. Okay, so now it wants to delete this file because we don't need it. Let's approve that. Let's quickly check our API costs for 70,000 tokens. Oh, 9 cents. Oh my God. This is the most expensive we've gotten so far. Cache read, cache write. That's another reason of benefiting. So wait, let me see, cache. So yeah, look at this. 10 times actually. Cache read is 0.1 and cache write is 1.25. So this is another benefit of if you have an optimized app that uses the Anthropic cache well, you don't actually pay the full price every time because you only send new tokens. Only for the new tokens you pay the full price. For the cache ones, you pay a lot less. All right, so the code base has been refactored. We completely changed our database, and that was like what? Less than 2 minutes. Pretty impressive. So I'm gonna commit everything. Git commit changed DB to just JSON files. Pretty crazy commits, I know. We still have some errors here. Express. Confine module. Okay, let's see. npm install. Let's do npm install again. Boom, clear. Make sure we're in the correct folder. We are. Let me ask, do I have to be in frontend folder before running npm install? Maybe I'm trolling here. Okay, it should be run from root, which is what I was doing. Okay, so then I'm gonna tell it to create a make file. Create a make file to make starting frontend and backend servers even faster with just make frontend and make backend commands. Boom. Okay, so npm install finished. That's beautiful. So maybe next we can actually run this. For the first time, we can see our super unique workflow builder, never before seen. This is a try-harding way too much. But yeah, basically the make file is to simplify commands that you use often. To make install, boom, make backend. In a new terminal, we'll do make frontend. And that's it. See if our app works. No, it doesn't. We're getting errors. Let's debug professionally. Right, cannot get slash. We're not getting any errors here though. So let's do some screenshot debugging. Boom, paste this in, screenshot this. When I visit localhost 3000, I get these errors. Investigate why this is happening and implement a clean and minimal fix. Now, I think we're seeing the rise of small models with Haiku 4.5 because for a lot of use cases, a very fast, powerful model is actually preferable to a huge juggernaut that takes like 5-10 minutes to respond. And there are a lot of examples. Chatbots, real-time translation, caption generation, price drop alerts. In a lot of situations, you need a fast model. And also, it's kind of filling a gap in the market. Like last week, as I was building Vectal and I was deciding what do I put inside of this organized feature, which by the way, this is like one-click way to organize all of your tasks. And right now I have 300 active tasks, right? And let me show you how fast this can be done. And this is powered by Haiku 4.5 right now. Last week, I was kind of thinking like, what do I use? Do I use Gemini 2.5 Flash? But that feels like a small model, you know, it feels like kind of low quality. Look at this. 10 seconds to analyze 300 tasks using 76 different agents. We're living in the future. Insane, right? And then obviously there is a reasoning for each task, why this was selected for deletion. You can keep some of them, you know, by unselecting them. Boom, delete. Yeah, this is the magic of using the latest and greatest models inside of a fully integrated task management productivity app like Vectal. So yeah, if you're still using Todoist, ClickUp, guys, just go to Vectal.ai, sign up. You can get started completely for free. And in fact, I'm putting Haiku 4.5 as a free model. So all of you can use it. There's no excuses. And we have these built-in tools. A lot of people don't realize how much the chat agent has improved. Show me my tasks, right? Very simple prompt. And look how fast Haiku, boom, insane. Look how fast Haiku is able to like load up your task with this custom built-in UI where you can like see your tasks. You can click on any of them, to open up the task details. Yeah, I mean, Vectal has progressed a lot. So if you tried it like a few months ago, you need to try it again. It's an entirely different app. So go to Vectal.ai, give it a shot. Now powered by Haiku 4.5. Anyways, let's go back to our app. Let's see if the error is fixed. Okay, looking at the server TS. Apparently it's fixed. Let's reload this. Nothing is fixed. Okay, this is actually... Okay, I was on the wrong domain. Alright, anyways. Visit this. That's the backend. Why is backend meant on 3000? Okay, whatever. So that was my fault. But I'm here. This is our workflow builder. So let's click on new workflow. I'm going to name it not an A10 clone, because that's what all these companies are doing. And there we go. We have our canvas. We're going to add an input node. Nice, nice, nice. Drag and drop. Works. Insane. We're going to add a Haiku node. There we go. AI processing. Let's see if we can connect. Connect. Beautiful. Next, output node. Let's see if we can connect this. I think I'm ready to raise a seed round. Like if Mark Andreessen is watching this, I'm raising 10 million at $5 billion valuation, okay? So, yeah, I mean, we have this. I guess let's see if our workflow works. So, I'm gonna say, explain the secret of machine learning. Execute, error. Nice, we have error. I mean, I would be impressed if we didn't have any error. Look at this. Boom, we have this minimap. We can zoom in. Guys, this is already kind of crazy. Like the UI could be better, but man, we have our own NA10 clone. I mean, a super original workflow builder, like all of these apps. You really have to follow me on Twitter for these early hot takes. Anyways, so we need to fix this, right? Let's jump back into our cursor. Okay, wait. First, we need to monitor our costs. We cannot break the $5, guys. Anything more than 9 cents or 12 cents. Oh my God, 90,000 tokens. Okay, we need to do export here. We're going to export the CSV at the end and analyze all our costs to make sure I don't go broke here. It's kind of funny because I'm spending literally thousands of dollars a month on API costs, running all the AI agents, but that's another thing. But now maybe I can switch to Haiku and save thousands of dollars. We'll see. Okay, so where's the error? Obviously, it's not exposed anywhere. That's amazing. We need to add some debugging, some logs. Fail with status 500. Do we have it in the console? No. Execute. Okay, first of all, sidebar needs to be collapsible. Request failed with status 500. So I'm going to blame it. We are getting front-end errors, but no data. No feedback anywhere. Both our front-end and back-end terminals are empty. Add a bunch of debug logs to help us identify this. Do not change anything else. Actually, maybe I should do a professional commit here because we have some changes. I'm going to do git add dot git commit app finally works. Boom. So it's adding some debug logs. Hopefully we'll actually see these in our servers. Are these hot reloading or no? Okay, I can see our context window is being used up here. We have to be careful. Do our servers hot reload or not? Yes, both servers have hot reload. Okay. Wait, where is our workflow here? Reload. Let's load up. Did I lose my professional workflow? Anyways, add input. Maybe I didn't click save. Add Haiku, add output. Let's wire this up. Boom, we need to make sure this is all in order. Okay, all in good order. Let's save, just like in NA10. Who are you? Okay, let's see, super simple. We have error request failed. Let's see if we get some debugging. Console. Okay, nice. Error object. That's not really helpful, but at least it's logging it. Back to cursor, paste it in. I'm gonna paste in both terminals as well, so it has complete context. Here is the full context we have about this error, which is not much. So add more debug logs where it matters, so we can debug this ASAP. Do not change anything else. It's the original plan, don't save. API error, but the backend terminal is completely silent, no logs at all. This suggests request isn't reaching the backend. Yeah, it's kind of a shame because, you know, we have spent a lot of time building this workflow. So we need more debug logs. And actually, in the meantime, I have an idea. We can launch Claude Code. Boom. Haiku. So again, slash model, switch Haiku, shift tab to make it auto accept. I'll say, I need you to improve our front end design to be dark mode and more clean. Do not change any logic or functionality. Just make the UI more polished. Ultra thing. Boom. Maximum power. So I'm going to use a second agent to kind of start cooking on the UI because, guys, we don't want the investors to know that we're using React Flow, you know? We need to keep it secret so we can raise that seed round. Let's see if we get the debug logs. Let's go back into our app. Let's rerun again, execute. Backend is silent completely. Okay, whatever. I'm going to reload. New workflow. Second workflow. Boom. This one is going to be very different. Just kidding, it's going to be the same. Maybe I don't know, maybe the input isn't going into, who knows? Who are you? Execute. Classic error. Okay. Nothing in the backend. Wow. I'm going to create a new chat just to reset the context window. I'm going to paste in everything. Oh, our front end is transforming. That's amazing. I can't wait to see the new UI. In the meantime, maybe not the best doing everything at once, but hey, it's more exciting running two agents than once, you know? I'm going to say, we are getting errors, but our backend isn't logging anything. Investigate whether the front end even connects to the backend successfully and give me step-by-step instructions how to debug this. Do not make any changes yet. Yeah, let's see what Claude Code is cooking here. Boom. Oh my god, a lot of changes. Okay, seems like that's done. Okay, not bad. Still the outline around nodes is white and looks ugly. Fix that. Also the minimap needs to be fixed. Also the minimap is white or light gray. Fix that as well. Make it dark mode. Our investors need to be impressed. Boom. Also, since we're using Claude Code, I will say create a new file in root named claude.md. Now update this file by adding the fact that we are about to raise seed round and that we need to impress the SF investors and that they cannot know that we are just using React Flow with Anthropic API. They must think we have crazy big mode with custom models and insane proprietary technology. Literally, I just described like half of San Francisco startups. Okay, let's see. Still, okay, the minimap is fixed, but we still have these like white outlines around the input-output nodes. So I'm going to paste this in. Fix the UI of the input and output nodes. It still has that white around them. Okay, let's see. Whoa! We have some rejections. I can't help with that, creating documentation designed to mislead investors. Okay, listen. This is not mislead. It's just business strategy. All right, whatever. The file is created, so I'm just copying my strat. Cloud MD. I'm gonna keep this, paste this in. So now every single Claude Code will have this, whatever. Make your answer simpler and shorter. Boom, without reverting. All right, our UI is starting to look better. Why is the error message green? That's crazy. Make error messages red. Okay, let's see. Execute. Watch the backend terminal. You should see action. Okay, so if I click execute. Okay, wait. Something happened. Nice. Error is red now. Screenshot this. React Flow. Okay. Boom. Is our backend? No. The backend terminal is still empty, which makes me think that frontend cannot contact it at all. Debug this and fix this. All right, our designer here is cooking. I mean, make the left sidebar collapsible. This is, taking up time. Like, we need some collapsible stuff. We're having trouble. Why? Trouble. Boom. Is the sidebar collapsible now? Boom. Insane, right? Where did our top go? Third workflow. Oh, we have to get rid of this toast. That's unprofessional. I don't think investors are gonna like that. Creating a new workflow still uses this lame toast. Create a proper model that is high investor value. Okay, we should do another push to GitHub because, yeah. Git, I mean, we're not using GitHub at all, just Git. Git commit UI redesign. That's the biggest change. No big deal, 13 slides changed. Okay, what's happening here? Let me check the backend is actually receiving responses. Backend logging is showing me, investigate, found it, kill that old process. What the heck is happening? Restart the backend, done. There's an old backend process running. I killed it and restart the backend. I'm going to click execute. Okay, what's happening? So we're using the cursor backend here. Wait, let me reload this. Professional model now, very nice. Third workflow, maybe third time is the charm. Boom, input node, very clean. Haiku node. Is the tracking? The tracking is a bit broken now, but can fix that later. Output node. We're delivering crazy shareholder value right now. Who are you? Execute. Error. Boom. Are we getting it? Okay, finally we have some traces. Finally something. It's kind of hard to debug when frontend isn't connected to the backend, But that's what you get for speedrunning a new app and having a $5 budget or building your own software company. Okay, finally we get some logs. Read them and explain what is happening in a simpler and shorter way. Okay, this is the beauty of cursor agent can run the terminal command and it can also see the output of it. Okay, so work class 0, not 0, just pipeline just to find input node. There are none. You create a workflow. Wait, did I just maybe need to save? Well, okay, so it's not finding my input node correctly, but I do have input node. Check our JSON database. It's kind of a stretch to call it a database, to see if it is there, and if so, investigate why our backend cannot see it. Actually, we can see our third workflow here. It has input node. See, you can see the X coordinates. Our JSON database. Maybe I shouldn't be showing you guys my DB data, highly proprietary. Maybe that will decrease the size of my seed round. The data is there, workflow free, blah, blah, blah. Let me see, I found a problem, storage issue is, when did you click execute? Okay, I'm gonna execute again. Oh, Anthropic API key variable set. We're progressing, new errors. We're getting different errors, that's actually cause to celebrate. Okay, so now our backend cannot find the env var despite me set. What? Do I have it? I do have it. Despite me setting this in the env, which is located in backend folder. Something is wrong. Maybe it expects it to be on the root. Not sure. The env is in the correct folder. npm install.env social env. No env exists anywhere in the project. Okay, I'm gonna say, dumbass, you just cannot see it because it's sensitive. I'm gonna screenshot it, maybe it'll prove the cursor agent. Look at the screenshot. We do have env file in the backend folder. The problem is our code is not loading / reading it correctly. You're right, apologize, backend process needs to be restarted, okay? Is our terminal dead? Kill all. Localhost 3000. Okay, wait, let me reload this. Different front end. Did you also kill the front end? That's kind of unfortunate. What is, at what port? Okay, same port, nice. Back to our app, third workflow. Let's run it. Hello there. Okay. Oh my God, it works. Okay, wait. We need to make sure investors don't know what model we're using. So I'm gonna update our front end so that nowhere it mentions Claude 4.5 Haiku. Instead, okay, what is happening? We should call that node just AI agent, higher perceived value, you know? And a lot of apps have this tendency of hiding what model they're using. We don't do that. Okay, so I'm gonna create git add, git commit, fixed.env reading issue, boom, boom. Okay, let's see how refactor is going. AI agent, nice. These should be replaced with icons. No big deal. Our designer can handle that. Replace these with icons instead. How is Claude doing? I would say good. I'm making Claude go better. All right, so I mean, our app works. It's built. Let me export the CSV. I mean, we did some like Claude code redesigns, but that's not essential to the app, right? So whatever. Let's see how big this is. Okay, read the CSV file in root. Tell me the structure. Do not do anything. Just answer. Okay, now create a new Python script to analyze this CSV and output total spent on Haiku for today, date 16/10. And tell me how to run that Python script. Do not do anything else. Okay, wait, it has total Python, and again, boom. Nice. So far we have $1.19, so we still have $3. How much? 71 budget or 81. We have plenty of budget to keep working on our startup. Let's see. Any obvious improvements here? I think this is solid. You know, we have collapsible chat bar. We have wait, did this replace? Oh, we have some errors. Uh-oh. That's not good. Not good. Oh, we need to run npm install again. My bad, let's kill everything. Boom, we have the, let's open up the make file. Make file, we have these commands, make install. Kind of useless command, because you can just do npm install. Whatever. Make front end, make back end. Let's see what's happening. It's already running. What is the error? Explain what this error is saying in simpler and shorter. I mean, guys, let's be honest. You should probably learn error traces, how to read them. Do not do anything else. But right now we're on a budget and we need to develop the pitch deck as soon as possible. So how come killing the terminal doesn't kill the port? Do that yourself and restart backend. Okay, whatever. We're just gonna delegate that to the cross agent managing our servers. It's 2025, like it's October. Like, why do we even bother with the terminal, you know? Boom. Okay, so it goes. This is very risky, guys, by the way. I would not recommend that. Let's see. Do we have... Okay, nice. We have these buttons. Custom buttons for the nodes. Sick. Well, yeah, so here's our not N810 clone with custom UI, proprietary AI agent powered by a mysterious model, which is Haiku 4.5. And all of that was built for a whopping... How much? Did I lose my costs? Let's recalculate again. Whopping $19. So actually, I over-delivered, guys. I told you it's gonna be less than $5. I mean, this is less than $5, but you get the point. $19 is all you need to build a full-stack app powered with Anthropic API, with React Flow, I mean, proprietary technology. Yeah, so hopefully you see how much easier it has become to build a software company, right? All you need is the right idea. As long as you have the right idea and a bit of work ethic, you can succeed massively in 2025 and 2026, especially in the years ahead. The people who will embrace AI agents and who don't make excuses are gonna destroy everybody else. it's not going to be even close. I mean, the gap is going to be massive. So you better be on the right end of the spectrum.